Another Sunday, another case of the Scaries to start your work week. Welcome to the newest edition of the Sunday Scaries, where we have all your gore, lore, and more, covering all the latest horror happenings, slicing open all the latest horror news, and dissecting it bit by bit, finding all those juicy innards. Pour yourself a nightcap and turn your fright lights while we take you on a tour of terror. The trio's back this week, guys. I know
Hello.
last week.
Yeah, that sucked. More internet issues. I don't know. That was like what? Like a bye-week thing. Like the first week I dropped out, and then I guess that was just the early onset of what I was going to be dealing with. So, but I got it figured out. We're good. We're here.
I sent all my felines to you.
Yeah, I feel it. I appreciate it. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Yep. And then last week was it. It was something where it was like I was starting to figure it out like maybe an hour before the stream, but it was just such I could not guarantee it because like we tried to record that creepypasta video like 3 times because like my internet just kept cutting out during sessions. It would just drop, and finally figured out what was going on, and now we're good. And also I'm like hardlined in now, so hopefully that helps us out even better. It was something I meant to do a while ago. We finally did it, so I'm excited.
Proud of you.
Yeah. Everybody else, Luke, how was your week? What's going on, man?
Not too bad at all. I was watching a couple films for an upcoming smaller list that'll be dropping not this coming week, but early next week, and then also prepping our next top 10, which revisiting a couple films I hadn't seen in a little bit, which is we have a really interesting concept, so I'm excited for a lot of people to see that one. So rewatching a lot of sequels and films that's that aren't as necessarily as talked about.
Ooh.
Yep, it's going to be exciting. I don't want to give anything away. I've been known to do that with these, so I will keep it quiet, but I am excited for that video. There's a handful on there that are going to be really cool. But I think it'll be nice. And then we got a really wild one coming down the pipe. This one, I bet this could get the channel shut down. I don't know if we're not careful. I'm just saying. By the rate I'm already having with the video I'm trying to put out, I tried to have a video out Friday, and honestly, guys, it's just been a hell of a week with everything going on and all that recovery from the internet stuff. That like, I finally am getting this video hopefully out to you guys tomorrow for my next like disturbing scenes one, but YouTube has been kicking my ass, dude. They are like they do not want you to watch this video, literally. So I'll be getting everything hopefully squared away with that. I had to completely like gut and redo an intro. So if you are subscribed to the Patreon, you can watch that video as it was originally intended, available right now. So definitely do that if you have that access. But other than that, hope I can get it up tonight. So that's where I've been. Adrian,
me too, homie.
Likewise.
Let's go. Dude, Silent Hill 2, the remake's been super fire. Been loving playing through that. Shouts out to everybody who's been catching me on the streams and all that jazz. We just saw the Backrooms, me and my fiance, last night at 10:30. We got out around 12:45 a.m. And dude, what an unsettling flick. Anytime that there was some silence, bro, I half expected to hear like a little thump, or some like rustling nearby or something. Genuinely unsettling. Very good film. I can't stop thinking about it, literally. So yeah, that's what my weekend's been all about. How about you, Luke?
My week?
Yeah,
I just covered my week.
I need to hear it again, bro.
Well, perfect segue. Thank you, Adrian, because I wanted to bring this up real quick. We didn't have a stream last week. So, Dylan, you did ask me what I had been watching, what I've been doing. I had watched this over last weekend. We got a copy of The Devil's Candy from Second Sight on 4K. And I'll tell you, I've only seen this thing streaming. So being able to pop this into my Blu-ray player and actually witness this on 4K, it is fantastic. It's a Sean Byrne film. If you haven't seen that, we are big fans of the loved ones on the channel. We are also huge fans of The Devil's Candy. I've never covered this on the channel, Dylan. I don't know if you've had this on any of your lists, but I did cover on one of my hidden gems, Bliss, which is kind of a mashup of some art as well as horror. And then I've also covered a couple of Travis Stevens films, and he's got one. I'm totally forgetting the name right now, but where it deals with art and horror, and this is another one where I think this subgenre is so underserved, and I think Devil's Candy is fantastic. So 4K transfer is beautiful. There's also a interview on here with Ethan Embry, which is a horribly underrated actor as well. And then we also do have some commentary from Sean Byrne. This is on Second Sight's website. Last time I did check, this is actually sold out right now, this version of it, but they do have a couple other copies. I'd highly recommend this to anyone that is interested. I would even say take the leap and purchase this. This is totally worthy blind buy because this is a fantastic film.
Hell yeah. No, I was curious how you were going to feel about that one. That was one that I was definitely jealous of Luke when I saw that he had got that sent to him, because I was like, man, that's such a great movie. I love Sean Byrne, though. Like, I actually don't own any of his movies. I realize, like, I have them all like digitally, but I don't have any of them physically. And it's like kind of hurts, but I also am kind of just waiting for the perfect version of The Loved Ones to come out, I think. I don't quite know which one is best, and I think the only ones that are available are a little older. So, but I'm kind of hoping out that maybe they'll do like a Umbrella will do like a trilogy box set for his stuff there, because I think those three movies could play together so well, just as like an early like volume 1 Sean Byrne. I just think he's that good.
Yeah, 100%. Like you said, Loved Ones, man, I would love a really nice box set release of that if we didn't do the 3-pack or something, like to get something like that, because I know Devil's Candy has a really nice Second Sight release. It's a little bit pricier than this, but it looks really nice. I'm excited that they're getting Sean Byrne's films are getting those kinds of releases, because I mean, like you, Dylan, I've only owned some of these digitally or I've seen them streaming. So it's like to actually have a copy of one of Sean Byrne's films in my physical collection is really nice, because I think he's going to be a director to look out for, because he's been knocking out of the park since way back when. Was that 2009 with the
I think it was 2009. Yeah, it was like pre-2010. So like, because I remember watching a Pretty Much It video review of that. That's a very ancient YouTube channel with some people who are still very big on here now. But it was a really good movie back then. When they reviewed it, they were like, this is great, this is awesome, it's super like intense and crazy. So I just knew it by reputation, and then like it just so happened to, I think, pop up on Netflix like a year or two later, like just in their streaming catalog just randomly, and I watched it, and just that was the first time I saw it, and I just was like, I love this. And then I didn't revisit it because I didn't know where I could watch it. Like I didn't know how to get a hold of it, and then it just like kind of sat on the back burner until I think I was at the Exchange talking about it with one of my coworkers at one point brought it up. But really hard movie to get. And I hope I can get a good edition one day. That's a good one. But we've actually gotten to speak with Sean Byrne. We should mention that. Very nice guy. And I would love to have him on here one time just to like do a big interview, because I think like just talking about him and talking to him about the experiences he's had making these movies, because like he's really been like, again, we're talking 2009 for Loved Ones, and it's like each of his movies has been like a progression of just like both writing and just horror intensity and creativity. Like I love it. So not to get into a whole soapbox there.
Yeah, but I mean, Sean Byrne is definitely a director worthy of, given a little bit of time to, just because of his filmography thus far. Because it's like when you talk about how dynamic he is creatively between all of his different projects, and that treat him with such integrity, or just how thorough each film feels. It doesn't feel anything like it's half baked. It really does feel like he takes an intrigue in the story, but then also is able to add some sort of disturbing twist or some sort of unique twist to his films to make them so memorable. And I know I've covered The Loved Ones before. Oddly enough, on this latest Hidden Gems one, I kind of mentioned it at the very beginning, and someone had asked what the clip was from. That turned out to be The Loved Ones, which is always nice. I haven't gotten a response to that because I did mention it was The Loved Ones. And it's always nice to have that film uncovered for some people, because I think some of the ground that film covers is really interesting, and will leave your mouth agape for a little bit.
Agreed. But I do see a bunch of stuff in here that I want to just run a quick little blaze through, and then we'll get started with Scary Movie here, because I do want to get that running for us, because I know we got people waiting in the Discord, which if you guys don't know, depending on what you're watching this on, this little QR code that I have up in the corner on either side of this is actually, if you scan that, that'll let you right into the Discord. We have that, and then Erica also made sure to drop the link in there, so we will have that there at the top.
Thank you, Erica.
It should be, I believe I can pin it if I do this. Nope, I can ban her though. I could do that. No, why would I do that? Erica's the best.
Gotta mix it up.
This is a crazy plot twist.
But I see a lot of fun stuff in here. I know this one stood out to me here. I'm looking forward to Chum. We have a screener for it. We're going to be watching it this week, getting a review out to you guys probably Wednesday-ish. Is what we're slating that for. We have a lot of reviews coming up.
We also have a pretty in-depth skit that we're hoping to shoot where Dylan's going to dress up like a shark, and I'm going to be a helpless swimmer. So we're still working out the script, but it should be pretty entertaining.
Okay. All right. Yes. I guess that's you got to look forward to that. First I'm hearing of it. But I also see some love and some hate in here for the Backrooms. Very divisive movie. I quite enjoyed it.
Hate's a strong word.
Enjoyed it. I know Gracie says it was okay, but her theater was loving it. We had a pretty good theater for it.
It did some pretty big numbers this weekend too.
Yes, that and Obsession.
Insane numbers. Yeah, man. I tell you, Obsession has grown like crazy. Insane.
Absolutely. And then Penelope here says saw the Backrooms, really loved it. Boards of Canada, absolutely. Yes, they were in there. I enjoyed the soundscape of that. Like, there's just so much about the sound design of the Backrooms that I really think I'm excited to explore, because I think one of the benefits of doing this kind of stuff with like editing software is like when you get a movie, a really nice copy of it into one of these things, and you can really like kind of really deeply listen to how the sound design actually functions, you can get some cool shit. Like, I've had some accidents happen in there where it's like I'm just deleting tracks and isolating things, and it's fun. So yeah, I'm excited for that. I love Boosters. Yep, definitely heard good things about that. Want to check that out. Thanksgiving, absolutely a great watch any time of year. I don't care what anybody says. You can watch Thanksgiving on the 4th of July, and it's a good time. In my
never gets old.
Let's see. Really try to bash the guts like button. Oh yes, thank you. We appreciate it. Alrighty, guys. Well, I'm gonna get things coordinated here with Erica, and we'll get the movie started up.
We're watching a scary movie in case.
Yes.
While you're thumbnail.
Oh yeah, go for it.
Oh yeah, Scary Movie 2000. No, what I was actually going to say is my only critique on the Backrooms while you're pulling that up is I didn't realize the climax of the movie was the climax of the movie, nor the end of the movie. So I was kind of expecting something a little bit bigger, a little bit more crazy. I mean, it still was crazy, but yeah, it definitely snuck up on me. Ooh, movie started. Let's go.
Absolutely.
Aw, shit.
Dimension Films.
All right, you guys still got me on here?
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, cool. I should be muted in the chat too. Thank you, as always, Erica, for hosting and getting the movie on there. She is a gem. And also a recipient of a prize we're going to be giving away to some of you. Yes, we'll be hosting at some point during the stream a little giveaway. The studio Paramount reached out to us and wanted us to give away 2 tickets to Scary Movie, their Fandango codes, so you can redeem them. So we'll be giving those away. So definitely look forward to that. And yeah, it's gonna be a fun time. And remember, for those who are watching the stream but who are not participating, we are just doing like a live commentary thing. So if you can't figure out where the conversation's stemming from, it's because we're talking about a movie. So those of you who are just kind of jumping in, jumping out, feel free to jump in the Discord at any point and join us. I know we're all so absorbed in it. Let's see. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention my Aunt Leslie was in prom night too. Oh hell yeah. She was a teacher who got slimed by the battery. Jeez, that's awesome. That movie, I don't even know if I've actually seen that movie or if I've just seen the reviews, like the YouTube things for it. If we need subs, let me know. Thought I had them on, but I don't want to willy-nilly be touching the screen. I think we're good. I hear everything good.
Yeah, it seems good to me.
So all you got to do is if you use your phone and or whatever device, you can either scan the QR code up there in the corner, or we have a comment here. I'm actually going to go on YouTube Studio and pin that real quick. So that way it should be at the top of the stream.
How old were you fellows when you first saw a Scary Movie?
Dude, you know what's so fucking
27.
scary? You know what's so fucking scary about that is I was going to ask that question about 2 seconds ago, but then I got distracted by this this commenter. So
We're a hive
thank
mind.
you. Oh my
It's like
god.
Slither.
That is awful. Like I'm so scared.
I remember sitting on some random kid's couch and I watched Scary Movie 3 when I was like 9.
I think I rented this from the library. Is the first time I saw it. But I think I also saw Scary Movie 3 first, technically, and I think I saw it on Comedy Central. So I'm in that weird group that because that was the newer one, that was the more popular one on TV, I got introduced to that as opposed to I think the original Scary Movie. But after 3 I went back and watched this and 2 and then I eventually saw 4 and I didn't go after that. So
I was I think 13 at the time, maybe. And I would go over to my dad's every other weekend. So it was me, my sister, and my dad. So I'm like 13, my sister's 14, and my dad's in his 40s. We're all eating Domino's pizza, and I'll tell you, I have vivid memories of the scene of when they're in bed and all the like semen flies up. I'm like, what an awkward just kind of setting that was to watch that scene, especially because it was like the first time I'd watch it, never expected anything like that to happen. I was like, okay. This is going to be a core memory for me for years to come, and it certainly has been.
Hell yeah. That's great, though. You got to love that shit. Because I agree. This
family hour.
This, to me, is also one of those kind of core memory movies, because I think I was more exposed to this than I was Scream, like, initially.
Yeah.
Oh, shnikes. Is that so?
Well, early 2000s like that, especially... Jane, Silent Bob, that kind of culture like that, it was so referenced all the time because it was so risque, I guess, especially for, age groups like that, where it's like probably one of those weird gateway films where it's like almost like going from PG-13 films to like hard R films, because of the references and things like that.
Cable TV was like a huge thing for like my exposure to it. And I imagine Adrian's exposure probably to a degree was from things like just if you had like a basic cable package, like you'd have certain channels like TBS, TNT, Comedy Central. They were playing these movies every weekend, dude. Like they were constantly playing scary movies. So like that's just like what it was.
I remember Scary Movie 3 being on TV all the time back in the day. 2 was always my go-to, but like 1... I think I had such a fondness of 1 because
yeah.
I watched this one right when 2 had come out and that was in the theater. So I was a little bit of a late adopter, and I know a lot of my friends were referencing Scary Movie, so I was like, okay, I got to watch this. And but 2 always maintains, when you partake in a little bit of, I guess like Dylan likes to say, the devil's lettuce, and then turn on Scary Movie 2.
There you go.
It's a good time.
I actually got a couple people in here. Yeah, same, except I saw Scary Movie 2 first, but I can't remember how old I was. And then we got another one here. I saw Scary Movie 2 first as well. I begged my parents to let me watch it. So it's funny, man. It's like we're all living like everybody comes
nostalgia
to this franchise in a very different way, I guess, depending on how old you are. I can only imagine, like, I bet you there's like a certain age group that probably like thinks of Scary Movie 4. And Lord willing, Scary Movie 5 is like the one that they remember watching, because I'm sure those have been on cable like constantly as well. But also, if you want to know, these are all on Peacock right now, or no, Paramount Plus. So you can watch all of them if you want to. So
they got to get them on there right as the new one's coming out. I mean, come on.
Yep.
My name's the new one.
Oh, yes, please.
But you know what I love about these two movies, I will say? Yeah, I've heard.
Oh,
5 is
James Vanderbeek
awful.
sighting.
This is what I was going to say. This is what I love about these first two, especially. And you got a little bit of it in 3, but like they were really trying with the comedy and the jokes. Like you could tell there's a lot of stuff that they're like just like thinking through the jokes on top of jokes on top of jokes. Like James Vanderbeek just being able to pop up for a fucking 2-second cameo like that on like one of the biggest shows on TV at the time. Like it's just like that's great stuff. You know, it's like the Wayans were so tapped into pop culture and the humor and everything that they just fucking ran with it. So
And it felt so organic. I think there is such a humor change from 2 to 3. And that's why I've never connected with 3, whereas like I've never fully gotten through that film and I've never seen 4 or 5. It's just a different type of comedy. It just never really hit with me. But the Wayans were I love that they're able to push the boundaries with comedy and make it feel natural. Like you said, Dylan, it's comedy on top of comedy. It's like they have an understanding of what makes people laugh and why it works for the modern time. And I mean, even the first and second one still hold up because I think that that type of comedy, you know, I think there's still an audience for it, and we reminisce about it because
it's going to have a resurgence. I think if this Scary Movie actually hits and does well and is a good comedy, I think
love this guy's laugh.
Be getting into it. Oh, dude, absolutely. Stealing the show, but I did want to say absolutely rest in peace, James Vanderbeek. Yeah, very tragically lost him this year too, right?
Yep,
just a few months ago. Fucking awful.
And you know, I love him in Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back. Him and Jason Biggs, fantastic.
Absolutely. Number 3 has its moments, but yeah, it's not as good as the first two. For sure. I'd agree. Number 3 does have a couple of good moments. I do love that they're parodying Signs. I think all the alien stuff is super funny. I think like the Ring stuff's pretty good too, but like, you know, it has it does have a couple of moments where it's just like, eh. Plus, isn't that the last one that had like that was the last one that had like any of the Wayans involvement? Like Brenda was still in that one. I don't know if she was in 4.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, we still had a couple of familiar faces from the first and second one, but you know, I think they had some new characters in there, and I'm not sure about 4 and 5 because, like I said, I've never seen them, but I feel like it completely cast changed, humor changed. It was just such a drastic change from what we were familiar with and what made those first 2 great.
The hat gag with the fucking state patrol or sheriff lady was so good. That oh my god. That whole sequence when it's like he's walking by and it's like they have the dude who looks just like it's a M. Night Shyamalan, like just like stand-in who's there just on the ground like, hey, dude, I need a ride. After he like just killed his wife. It's like, oh my god.
Rules of Attraction is great. There's some really interesting scenes in there. I remember seeing that, I think, on television, man, way back when. And I was like, how have I not seen this film? But I love the cast in that. And it's really intriguing concept. I haven't revisited that one in a while, but I'm going to have to because, man, there's some weird stuff in that one.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah, Doofy's in this. Fantastic.
Doofy's in this, bro. He's so good.
I love this. Sometimes I forget to swallow. Classic.
I just wonder how they've been saying that they're just going to play it like how they would normally, but I'm wondering if there's going to be like if it's going to be as bashful with like it's like race and stuff when it comes to the comedy and things like this.
Yeah.
I feel like that's the only way it works is if everything's on the table, it's like everybody can like make fun of everybody, you know?
Yeah, and that's what I mean. Like I feel like if the Wayans weren't going to be able to at least push the boundary as to what we seen from the first and second one, so we're going to kind of expect that with them coming back to it. So it's like I feel like they wouldn't have returned to try and do another Scary Movie if they were going to have too many boundaries on themselves to say we can't recreate some of the magic that we had in that first and second one. Because I mean, like some of this stuff is fantastic. You know, it's like for me, timeless comedy, it's the comedy that I absolutely love. And I'm really excited to see this new one because I'm really hoping they go that route with it. And it seems like from what they've talked about, that's what they're going to be doing.
I hope so. And we only have a week. We're a week away, so
Yeah.
like we're gonna be able to see it here really soon, and I'm so thrilled because I really want it to be good. I hope it's gonna be a must see. I'd love that. Probably not a must see, but it'll be great. I'm hoping it's good.
It'll
Who
be a
knows,
must
though?
see. I feel like in a different sense. You know what I mean? It's going to be hard to kind of rate it
like
amongst everything else that we typically see that's pure horror, because this is going to be kind of different standards. You know what I mean? We talk about films that we're going in to have a good time with, but it's like we're also kind of looking for some other stuff in terms of storytelling, things like that. Scary Movie is legitimately a film that I'm just going in to have a good time with. You know, I can't really rate it on its narrative or anything like that. It's honestly going to be rated of how much fun I have with it. You know what I mean?
exactly,
and that's really it.
How to me, it's going to be how like unafraid to like push boundaries. Like this movie feels like it's just kind of like you watch this today. Like I feel like if you show this to people today, like if they really watch this, they're going to be like, Jesus, like this is really like hard. It's like not really. It's like it's just just not afraid to goof around.
Yeah.
And I think that's something that, because like really I don't want to be this guy, but like I can't argue with it. It seems like comedy movies, like especially the raunchy comedy, after like
they're dead.
After like 2016, they've been dead, dude. Like there's nothing. So you get them here and there, but
and even then, I feel like they don't push the boundaries like they did, like in The Hangover or something like that. So I'm excited to see what they're gonna do, because I don't know. Even from the trailer here, for Scary Movie 6, it looks like they're bringing some of that back. So I can't wait to actually sit down in the theater and see what they're going to be doing.
Yeah, and I don't know if I should say this on a live stream forever to live in infamy on the internet, but I will embarrass.
All right, stop right there.
Adrian's like, all right, we're not doing this. No,
you already know what you're doing.
I think I saw this movie so young that like I like all like most of the jokes with Ray went over my head. I just thought, why is he so like focused on this? Like, what is going on? Like for some reason, I'm watching this just like as like maybe like a 10-year-old boy, just like, is this guy like he's not gay though. He's got a girlfriend. Like I'm just sitting here like not getting the jokes at all. Like
and I'm assuming everyone that's watching this has seen it before, so I'm not spoiling anything, hopefully. But like the ending where he's like, "You took me to that club," and he's like, "They had really good music." You know what I mean? Like that type of stuff is just so much fun. I love that comedy.
I know. It's laundry day. So good.
What's up, Dano?
Oh, also, I have to admit as well, this is also very embarrassing because I think I brought this up when we covered I Know What You Did Last Summer. Actually, last summer.
Yeah.
So this movie also fucked that movie up for me so bad. I, for so long, believed that I had seen that movie because of Scary Movie and this whole sequence. Like, so when I'm watching that for real, and I'm like, this is all wrong. Like, what's going on? And then I'm like, oh no, I'm an idiot. Like,
and like that is, from what I remember from my first experience with Scary Movie, this was really like the first reference heavy film that I had ever watched. So it was like really exciting, especially as a younger kid, to be able to be like, I know each reference that they're pulling from in this. And it was like really funny to be in on the joke, because I never really experienced that with any of the other films. I know what happened after Scary Movie, and we got so many different kind of parody movies of different things. It's like, okay, everyone's doing their own thing. But this was like the first one where it's like, I'd be like, yeah, I remember. I know What You Did Last Summer. I know that Scream reference and all the other obscure horror reference that are trickled throughout this one. So it was like really different kind of experience for that to already be well versed in regular and normal horror, and then kind of seeing it implemented in comedy.
I agree, absolutely. Oh, and what is up? We got Born to be Rad in the chat. What's
Born
up,
to
my
be rad.
dude?
What's up?
Welcome,
Love your
welcome.
name.
Absolutely. He's got a great channel. Check him out. If you are not subscribed, subscribe over there. Love his stuff. Dude's got like probably out of all the horror people, one of the most impressive collections.
Absolutely.
Like I say that every time he pops in the chat, but like, dude, it's great. Like lots
one
of
I'm
great
jealous
stuff.
of.
Mm-hmm. Oh, he knows it. He just comes in here like every couple of months, just popping in on a stream just to get his ego stroked about his collection because he knows I'm going to bring it up because I'm a broken record and I'm like, I love it. But his videos are great. Like, I love how everything's coming together. I truly mean it. Check it out. What's up, Creepy? Welcome.
I love the way Ray was carrying this corpse. It's like all that kind of subtle, but also really in your face comedy is great.
Ray is literally like, I think, and I also applaud Shawn Wayans for doing this character. Like, no joke. Like, it's still one of those things where it's like, when did this come out? What, 90 what? Oh, no, this was 2000.
Yeah.
This was 2000. Yeah. So it's like, even then, it's like, it's still probably a very touchy subject for people. It's like, and for him to just fully go into it and embrace it like that. Because I love that. I think Gracie brought it up a few comments ago saying that he seems to be like his character is now just going to be either fully out or what. I love it. I'm like seeing the character again after all this time too is amazing.
I'm really excited to see where they're going to be. I know we're referencing Jamie Lee Curtis a lot in that one, it seems to be, but I'm curious to see where everyone else is going to be in their timeline since we haven't seen these characters in so long, and how we're going to have progressed the story. And like we already know a lot of different horror references that we're going to be getting, but to see where we're going to be in life and how they're going to reference other sort of pop culture things, how they're going to tackle that's going to be really fun.
Yes, I know. I love that line. I've been saying that to my wife. Like, I'll just randomly like walk into the other room if like my son's outside because I can't keep this boy inside. He's been outside like in the yard playing like crazy. He's just like me as a kid. I love it. But I'll just like walk in. My wife is just like working on a project, doing whatever, and I'll just be like, "Why only half gay?" Just like, I really want this movie to it doesn't have to be like an all-time classic like this or the second, but like I want it to just
be fun.
I have about the same expectations as I do when I went in to see Scream 5, I think. Where I'm like, I think it's gonna be good. I can say it safely, but I'm also kind of like, I can be burned. It happens a lot. Like,
yeah, and I think with my expectation here is interesting because like going like you said with Scream 5, I remember vividly going into Scream 5 and being like, they've never disappointed us in terms of the story, so like I'm not really worried about it. And then we got out of Scream 5 and I was like, okay, well, I was certainly burned with that one. But like same thing with Scary Movie, where I know the Wayans are back, so had no interest in 3, 4, 5, but like when we talk about horror comedy and how heavy Scary Movie leans into comedy and having the Wayans back, I'm like, they can only disappoint so much. So I'm hoping it's not going to be the Scream 5 experience where it's like they're going to completely whiff it and I'm going to be like, man, they just don't have it anymore. So I'm actually going into this one a little more positive, and I'm hoping I'm not going to regret it.
Yeah, I've watched a little bit. I don't do this often. It's always the weirdest movies. I end up watching some of those like Variety or like Deadline, whoever puts those videos out where it's like just all the actors answering goofy questions. And I watched the one for this.
Yeah, Doofy.
Yep, and like the thing I will say is like, especially with like Marlon Wayans, I mean, he's pretty much just the voice of the family at this point. But like he seems really like excited and like very ambitious about getting the rights back to this and like taking control. So that's what I'm really feeding into. You guys know me by this point. I am always here to champion a creative, a director, a writer, whoever feels like they want to push this, and that's the energy I've gotten from him since he announced this. And like,
I would, you know, this dynamic here, I would love if now in 2026, Doofy is sheriff and his deputy is David Arquette.
That's amazing. Oh my god. He doesn't have to pop up all the time, but he can just pop up every once in a while. I didn't catch this till like a watch not too long ago, but her face after that is like haunting. Haunting. Like, what? No. Also, this is also completely unhinged. I love it.
Oh my gosh. Fantastic.
I'll see you after class. It's like, oh my god.
I love it.
I hope so. I hope so too.
Damn, I've been talking this whole time and been muted. Oops.
Really?
But anyway, yeah, I hope so as well.
I thought you were just watching the movie.
Well, okay. I've been saying some things. You know what I'm saying? Not the whole time, but yeah, anyway.
I didn't hate Naked Gun. I liked it. I thought it was cute for what it was. I expected it to be utter garbage, and I thought it was pretty good. But I could understand it not working.
A lot of people are positive on that one. I haven't seen it yet, but
the only thing I will say is because of who's behind it. I love The Lonely Island and like Andy Samberg and his whole crew and stuff. So it's like they do get. I kind of. I guess gave it a little bit more of a pass because I do love that team and a lot of their humor works for me. But if you're like a purist for Naked Gun, I could see it being a little bit more like I guess you'd say like it almost seems like they're impersonating it in a lot of ways. I will say I did not remember how aggressive Bobby was with this whole the whole throat game. Like, I don't know how to say that on YouTube.
They had to give him some sort of connective tissue.
The one and only. Yeah.
That's right, Eric. I completely forgot about that.
You know, and like talk about like just really fun lore where obviously Henry Winkler is the principal in Scream, and then we have Squiggy from Lenny and Squiggy, Laverne and Shirley, same time period, same kind of vibe. I think Fonzie was even in one of the Laverne and Shirley episodes, and it's really funny to just kind of have that kind of lore behind it, where we talk about attention to detail in comedy. I think that will go overlooked, but you could tell that the Wayans were so in tune with what is funny and kind of drawing those parallels.
That's what I'm hoping they get right with this one too, the new one, because it's like, again, they were just tapping into the pop culture. You know, it's like they were paying attention to just like everything. Like you could tell they like studied Scream heavily and like look back at things, like even if it wasn't something where it's like they did it intentionally, it's like I could tell in the pitch meeting for this, you know, they were mentioning like, oh, wouldn't it be funny to have this, or wouldn't it be great to do this? It's like they're just probably reciting bits from the movie and how they could interlace it. It's like I could see it happening.
Is the football bit in this one or second one?
Thank you. The football bit is in this one, I think. We were talking with Brenda.
Yeah.
I think it's the first one. I'm like 99% sure it's the first one.
This is fantastic.
Nice.
I love it. He's asking if he's going to hit the shower.
The bag for a little bit.
I love that they parodied this scene from I Know What You Did Last Summer with Ryan Phillippe. Because even watching I Know What You Did Last Summer, I was like, that is such a dumb scene. And
I know. And it's stuff like this, too, where it's like, I had no clue where, like, as growing up, like, I thought a lot of this was just like, maybe it was
I love
not that part. But like the part with the bag and stuff. So like when I'm watching I Know What You Did Last Summer for the first time, it's like I'm just having all these vivid memories of this movie, and I'm just like it's all just a stew in my brain. Like it's all just.
You were like when you first watched I Know What You Did Last Summer, you were like, wait, where's the penis picture that he finds in his locker? This isn't right.
You want to get butt naked and wrestle? Oh my god!
I'll show you the problem. Displays his dick pic.
Polaroids before you could just send a pic.
Bobby's got a baby dick too. See, it's in there. It's just I gotta get the right like cue, and then it comes out. I swear I've seen these movies too many times growing up, man. Yeah, pretty much, hand in hand.
Straight gut punches.
Fuck.
Bobby's got a baby dick. I'll tell you, that is what a great line.
Why?
Forget it, Shorty. You already know too much.
I also love that I never noticed this, but Shorty's got a little J in his home. I never noticed that until just now. Miss knocked up. Miss Hag.
Miss Felicio.
Hey, you're gonna get the stream ticket. I remember now how he dies. Okay. I'm not gonna lie, this part I think also maybe went over my head too. Dramatic reading was never. I just knew she was screaming, and I didn't understand why people were like, "Why are they not freaking out?" Like, all right, Zen, we'll see you in a bit.
You gotta have an abundance of snacks around when you're watching a scary movie.
It must be an original piece.
Was Shannon and Elizabeth in the second one, or was it only the first?
I don't think she was in the second one.
Because they had Tori Spelling in the second one, I think, correct?
Yeah. Let me see. I can actually just go on IMDb.
Because I was going to say, she had a little bit of a run with American Pie, and then this, like right there, 2000, 2001.
Dude, I mean, she's everywhere.
Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back. I don't know how many times. That's the third time I brought it up in the stream. So
I mean, I guess we're just going to have to do a Patreon stream with that one.
I am 100%. We already covered Tusk on one of our lists, so we can, why not another Kevin Smith property?
That would be great. I love that movie. Okay, yeah, I never heard the music.
Bobby's shirt. It's fantastic.
Yeah, that's it. I do like that, how they're just like the worst at hiding it, even though they were like perfect in Scream. And they wanted him to be sloppy. Yeah, why was that? I caught that too, but I didn't say anything. Like it was there. Like what? That was the Titanic. Yeah. Yep.
Rightfully so.
That whole sequence is amazing. We are the Click Commander.
Oh, and then they have him. Is it Jay do the little video that they?
Mm-hmm. Oh my god. Oh, that wigged me out, dude. I hate that so much. Razor burn and stuff, and she just did that to her tongue. A nightmare. Jesus. Ow. Yeah, yep.
Yes.
I'm in the house.
Oh, I remember where he's at now too. This is great.
It's such like dumb comedy, but it hits
is.
so right.
It's why
Couldn't agree more.
It's why things like Naked Gun and stuff like that are able to stick around, because they do know how to do like there's layers to it, but it's stupid. Like it's dumb as fuck, but there's layers to it when you pay attention. Like
it's one of those. It's comedy. It's so dumb, and it's so self-aware that it's funny. You know what I mean? They know it's dumb, and that's why they're putting it in there. And I think that's why it kind of amplifies how funny it is. And
yeah,
a lot of time that doesn't work, but when you have a great handle on it, like you said, Dylan, there's layers to the comedy in this, so it's like you get away with that stuff.
it's like the only like spoof and comedies like this are like the only acceptable movies where you can do as much fan service as you possibly want, and like it's as long as you're
Like this, the
keeping
stairs.
yes, like this is great. Like, and you can have references interlaced with jokes. Oh
Like
yeah,
how big
this
are
is
the
great.
stairs? This is like great.
What up, Gory?
Gory.
That old lady's scream is
Nicholas
amazing.
G.
Pollution. What's your emergency? White woman in trouble.
They're already there.
He's
got
got
a squirt gun.
gun. I just noticed that too. I'm like, what the fuck? Yep, same.
It's fantastic.
He's great in this as well.
Absolutely.
I love this
His
character.
delivery is great. Even the smaller worlds are so good.
It's
you know?
like, yeah, it's like
Masking's
that's such a
fantastic.
stupid. It's like, how about this one more time?
And the way he plays that, it's so straight. Like there's nothing weird about it.
Serve, protect, shoot to kill. Wanted, called Doofy.
This is
Hey, Doofy, smell my fingers.
this is great. Timeless line. The tie around, like the punchline to that later on, is fantastic.
It's amazing.
Gosh.
Did you notice it says founded in 2017 back there for some reason?
No. Oh, nope, never.
What the hell does that mean?
That's kind of nuts.
Is that for the town or what is that for? I didn't see the whole.
I have no idea. Oh my god. I'm a bad man. Oh, here it is. Best part of the movie. Best scene.
Oh man, this is the one that everyone still references. It feels like.
Yo.
This was all over that time period.
What was that?
the mask changes.
Yeah.
That's a great line. I've used that line a handful of times. It's like,
Yeah.
Gillen.
Gillen.
I feel like that's the only reason that they don't kill Shorty. He was gonna get away no matter what. Jeez.
No parameters.
You got the wrong guy.
Here we go. This year for Halloween, I'm going to go as Doofy's vacuum. I don't know what that looks like, but
oh
figure it
god,
out.
just getting dragged around. Menu, same old shit. Menu, nope, same old. Yes, absolutely. He's just stealing all the condiments.
It's fantastic.
Drunk white women for everybody. I'll tell him I love him. I love it.
The delivery is just so
John
fantastic.
Waynes is so good in this. Like, he's so underrated. And you know what's funny? He's also playing the Matthew Lillard role.
Yeah.
And, you know, I'm putting together how both of them are just so, like, they're committed to the role of just like, but his is like in a completely different way. You're the best. Agree, Nicholas. Culture.
Man, Spice Girls, the exit of Ginger back in the, was it late 90s, was so big. Yeah, Ray absolutely is underrated. I know everyone talks about Shorty, but like Ray adds so much to the scenes, and like that, the dry humor, the subtle humor that's in that is just like.
It's because when you've seen this movie so many times too, it's like he like you said, like he'll just whisper something under his breath, or like there's something. Especially these are
like
movies.
The get butt naked and wrestle. It feels like such an ad lib line, and it works so well. Yeah.
I'm not playing with your ass, right? You know, I love the Oh, 1 second. All right, I was gonna say, yeah, it's like, and I love that he's like not only just committed to the bit, but also just it's the fact that, like you said, if you watch these movies like with subtitles, you know what I mean? Like you pick up so much more from characters like that. And there's all kinds of other characters in here doing great, but like nobody's wasted in these movies. All the side characters have bits. It's good. It's sharp.
Fun fact here at the end.
Why does she look like Homelander? She looks like Anthony Starr. Like they look like they could be related.
She needs the cape.
Oh, also maybe one of the very first movies I've ever like rented and gotten where it was like I don't think my parents knew there was any nudity in this. I bet you I barely did, but like the side boob there was like one of those where it's like I just remember being real like a young man seeing that, being like, oh, I can't tell my parents about this. They can't know. It's like it's my hit. It's like it's hidden.
You're like, this is hidden away.
Before all you new kids and your newfangled technology.
At your fingertips.
Oh my god!
Forgot about that.
Completely
dropping the hammer.
Too.
Dropping the hammer.
I'm just
if
saying,
I had a nickel.
I'm just saying, if they're dangling that low, you gotta something's wrong. You gotta go get some.
Gotta tighten up a couple things.
You gotta. They should not. Even in your old age. I'm trying to see who that actress was.
Oh, Erica says the woman who played Miss Man passed away last December.
Oh,
Damn.
really? See,
Yep.
yeah, I was trying to figure out who they were. Oh, I'm on Scary Movie 2, that's why.
Eek, eek.
I love how like aggressive this comedy feels. It's just like a total change for a second, but it like is so much fun.
Lost it.
This is what what are you waiting for?
Yep.
Again, the layers of the
Why is she
comedy.
spinning like that?
Nothing, or whatever he says here.
Everywhere I go.
That's fantastic. Put on those shoulder pads. The way she looks is fantastic. I love how she was into it, and then it's like,
Yeah, it's like,
no.
okay, why are we getting all the gear on?
He's ready, dude. No.
Brandon! Brandon!
Put the helmet on. You give
Get me!
I love that cut too. It's like he does it, and she's still registering everything's happening. Then we just instantly cut. It's like again, the way they time the comedy in this is absolutely perfect.
Really? Oh my god! Oh no!
Keep rolling.
Oh my god, I forgot about this.
And this is like such a natural reference,
Right?
too. You
It's
know?
a seamless, just right into Blair Witch.
That was such a perfect touch. The snot just dripping out.
It's so much too. Hey man, it's not the first time I brought this up, but I'm not any better. Adrian's fiance once snuck a burrito into Mad Max Fury Road for me, and I appreciate that. I'll never forget it. I was just getting off work. It was 9 p.m. I had to get dinner. We were going to the movie at like 10:30. Had to grab those burritos and go. Isn't that the director, their brother?
Yes.
Is that Keenan Ivory
Keenan,
Wayans?
yeah. I believe Keenan, yeah.
He's the oldest, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I think so.
Jesus. Amistad too.
And then Nicholas referenced this. This is like one of those scenes where when we get to it, I couldn't believe I was watching it, and I was like, "Man, this comedy goes hard."
Oh yeah, this is coming all coming to me. And think I had not seen I think Scream 2 at this point. So I thought this was a completely original scene.
You know, and I'll tell you what, after you see this and then you rewatch Scream 2, you never look at it the same way.
Oh my god.
He's like, "Do it again." His delivery again, "Do it again, do it again." This is great.
Oh no. What? Just every bad movie etiquette thing you could think of doing.
And yeah, Regina Hall is absolutely fantastic.
Oh yeah,
I love. Again, we talked about the few scenes before this where she dresses up like the football player, and her reaction to Ray is fantastic. But then when she plays this scene, it's like so over the top, you know.
Mhm.
But it's such a range from her character, and that's what I think I love about her. And then too, she's fantastic. It's
You ruined Schindler's List and Big Mama's house. And it's funny because the intro to Scream 2 is actually pretty great. You know, like as far as that goes, it's really cool. Satan Malt Liquor, Colt 45. Horsey.
the doggy door.
Jesus. Nobody noticed either. Do you notice his jacket says Bill?
Yeah, I see that.
Why is there a picture of the Pope above her bed?
You know, because she's virtuous.
Jesus Christ, Violet, what the hell? My God.
That's community building.
That is community building.
Their trauma.
Hey, it worked. Adrian and I are much closer now.
Trauma bonding.
Dear God.
I could not imagine. Like they're trying not to crack as they're doing that. You can see Billy starting to laugh.
Yeah, that's a very that was a tough one. This is some good shit.
Just again, the change in masks. What a fun detail that is. Oh god, the punchline here is great. Can never wait.
Awful. Just the worst. I'm still just trying to catch shit in the background because I've seen so much this time around. Like
Yeah.
I don't know if it's just because of it's on the computer, so it's like I'm just extra close to it. But like I feel like I'm catching so much like inside jokes and stuff in the background.
You know, this is like such a nostalgia trip. I know we talked about like the comedy and how that raunchy comedy is a bit of a lost art, but like also horror references. This is like nostalgic in the sense of like when I want to turn on like American Pie, where it's like you see those memes where like you're homesick for a place that doesn't exist anymore. It's like these films, like that type of nostalgia is what I get when I watch these things.
Yeah, absolutely. I know it's been said many times, many ways. It is not Merry Christmas, but it is We Need a NECA with all the Ghostface faces from this movie.
1000%.
What? Jesus. Peel your foreskin off and make a winter coat.
Yo.
He just keeps falling.
Yeah, I know. I was like, damn, I love it. Does he call it something else? It's not ketchup in this one, is it?
You know, I cannot remember. He's got the patch in his ear. Fantastic.
Wait, so did Bobby fuck him in the ear?
He would have had to.
Yeah, why? Like, if they're working together. Jack Black. Bobby's the first on-screen incel.
Paving the ways.
What?
I love his like reaction to that. Okay. It's a fine line. BDSM.
Again, as a kid, it went over my head. Didn't get it. Just thought that's a very elaborate way to tie somebody up. Ah. I'm about to cut your throat, boy. Oh my god, did you see the knife switch out?
No, I didn't pay. I wasn't paying attention.
It's one of those goofy little toy like push-in knives
Oh.
in his hand here, and when he was pointing it at her, but then when they cut to the other scene, it's the actual knife. Oh, I forgot about this part. Gotta do the Matrix.
It was mandatory in any parody movie for the next decade.
Hell yeah. What the fuck? Ooh.
Straight through the window. Dad's still tied up.
She's such a good screamer.
What?
I gotta hear like a hardcore band feature her as a vocalist.
They should cast Anna Faris in the new
cool.
Scream movie. See how that goes. At least for the opening. Well, well, well.
Here it comes.
I didn't understand this reference until way later because I had not seen The Usual Suspects.
Yeah.
Doofus porcelain. Shithead. I'm sure there will actually be this year some doofy Halloween costumes that we'll see, which will be interesting. I think so.
I don't know about that one, boss. Oh, like custom made? Yeah, I don't think they're going to sell them in stores.
Well, yeah.
That's what I thought that's what you were getting at first. Classic flick. Great movie.
It's a breeze to get through. I can't believe we're already at the end.
Right? Yeah, maybe we'll see how the week goes. Maybe we can fit in number 2 if we got any free time.
Yeah.
Does she get hit by something at the end here?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Dude, good. I know that movie just flies by.
Dead.
Perfect bookend to the film.
Love it. Really good. Loved it.
Fire. Always a good time.
I'm hoping, man. I'm hoping the next. I know we've been saying it the whole stream, but like, I have some faith. I think they'll get it. I think it'll be pretty good. Thank you, Erica, as always, for hosting. I'm gonna drop it.
Shouts out.
But do we want to wrap up with a couple of quick little stories? I know there was a couple of things we could touch on real quick since we're only like an hour and a half.
Sure.
Cool. Let's see.
What are you cutting to me for?
Me?
No, I wasn't saying you.
I did want to mention this. I saw this today. Evil Dead Wrath has wrapped production.
I did notice that. I saw. Did Francis post it on his, or was that on the Evil Dead? Okay,
it was on all of them. But yeah, he did. They have officially wrapped, and then it's coming out next July, or no, April for that one.
Okay, so not even a full year after the one in July is being released, which would be a really fun turnaround, because I think we've talked about this a couple weeks ago. We've never had this quick of a turnaround with an Evil Dead film, where it's like usually we have to wait at least 10 years in between before we get something. So it's like to actually see this going to be, we're going to go to the theater July to see Evil Dead, and then we're walking out of that, in less than 12 months later, we're going to be back in the theater again to see another Evil Dead film.
I just hope it doesn't go the same way that it did for 28 years later, but I kind of feel like it won't. I mean, Evil Dead's just too good.
I think it's got too recent of established like winnings for it to really be that. Like 28 years later was literally what, like 20 years after the first one came out. So it was like they've had a while, and then it was like 28 weeks later was the only thing they had, and that completely sent it into like an action thing. So yeah, it's like I feel like them coming back and really giving us what 28 years later was kind of like they knew they were taking a risk. I feel like this is going to be a bit safer.
Plus, I think Evil Dead has such a solid foundation in terms of its fan base, because it's been a property that's been around since the 80s, and whether we've gotten films a few years after or 10 years after, it's like the lore around it and the quality of at least those first 3 films has always been, man, we're diehard Evil Dead fans. So it's like, even if we have a miss, because I know a lot of people, they didn't like Rise, or or even their remake, or whatever you want to call it. It's like they're ready to get back into the theater and see if Evil Dead is going to produce again. So I think we're always going to have that at least solid foundation of the diehards that are going to go check out an Evil Dead film. And the way like was Wrath is coming out in July, is that right? I'm getting
no, it's Burn is
Burn. That's right. Evil Dead Burn. That's one that was escaping me. It's like, I think a lot of people are excited about that one. Plus, we've talked about it. Sam Raimi handpicking these directors. Man, it's gonna be really, really interesting to see the voice that they're gonna bring to these different iterations of it. So, I mean, I think it's really exciting, and I think Evil Dead fans are gonna show up, especially for Burn, and then I think regardless of how they feel about Burn, they're gonna be right back in the theater for Wrath, just because it's such a quick turnaround.
Yeah, I think it'll be pretty damn solid, no matter what we get out of it. Even if it's not like, even if like one is like significantly lesser than the other, which I don't think it will be, but like I have a feeling that it will be good all the way around, because like you said, Evil Dead just right now is such a malleable property. It's like I just don't see them really finding a non-interesting way to tackle it right now. But that was today. I'm excited for that one. I think that's going to be some good stuff. At least, again, we know where it's less than a year out. I know other than that, we've had the news, I guess we can at least slightly mention, and I know we talked about Chum coming out this week, but Hungry, which is the Hungry Hippo movie we talked about a few weeks ago, is actually already coming out. So it's going to be moving up to June 3rd, so this week. And you'll be able to watch it in like select cinemas, and then June 23rd is when it'll be on VOD. And we got special permission, I guess I'll flex that, to put our review out on the 1st. So we're not actually putting it out on the 1st, we're gonna put it out on the 2nd, but it is still a day early before reviews drop. So super exciting stuff. Can't wait to talk about that one. I know I've been teasing it for many months.
Yeah, we talked about that a couple weeks ago too. It looked like a really good kind of creature feature. I'm excited to talk about that one as well. Unfortunately, we can't dive into anything just yet, but like Dylan said, we'll have that review out in a couple days. And really interesting, I think, year thus far for creature features and where we're covering things. I mean, we had Dangerous Animals last year, and then we've had a handful of shark films. Unfortunately, a lot of those haven't worked out for us this year, but we've had Primate, which was a happy surprise, and now we're getting hippo horror. So we're really covering a lot of our bases here in 2026.
Absolutely. Yep. And I will actually say I did get to sit down with the director, James Nunn, for this one as well. So you'll have a couple of little shorts there. And then I'll be sure to include a little snippet from that interview in the end of our review when that drops. So lots of cool stuff there. Really nice guy. I again, want to save some of that for the video, but it's exciting stuff. I think I've been talking it up, but there's a reason. I think people who love creature features should keep an eye out for Hungry. So all good stuff there. And then I think the only other real, I guess, big story that I think everybody's kind of gonna at least want to hear some information about, I was either gonna go with, because we already just mentioned it, the fact that Danny Boyle has expressed his hopes that they're going to start filming the third 28 years later movie in, I think he said, early next spring. So like this upcoming spring. So it shouldn't be too far away. I think we could maybe see this as early as like fall of 2027 if all goes well. Because remember, it didn't take them very long to do these last two back to back. So
yeah, and I'm excited. I'm hoping this all really does pan out. It's I know Nicholas mentioned they left it too open ended for them not to, and it's like I feel like we'd be left hanging so much, like as Dylan likes to say, blue balled in a sense, where it's like what we really want to see. When you tease what you did at the end of Bone Temple, you really want to see where that story is going to go, because it's a portion of a story we've really been waiting to see where that character ends up and where we go with that story. So it's like they've definitely set themselves up to tell another story. It's like clearly Danny Boyle, Alex Garland had a direction that they wanted to go into. And I know in the article from Blade Disgusting, it said, that Alex Garland has done a wonderful script. So we've got the script done. I'm excited to see what direction they have. there was so much positivity coming out of Bone Temple, especially even if a lot of people didn't like 28 Years Later. They found something really interesting with Bone Temple. Unfortunately, it didn't produce the numbers they wanted to, which was hurt you in the heart a little bit because it was so well done, has so many interesting scenes. So I'm excited. It looks like this one has gotten the green light. We're actually going to see some sort of closure. I think it's well worth the wait. And I was a fan of 28 Years Later, certainly a fan of Bone Temple. I'm excited to see where they're going to go with this one. I want to see them to put a bookend on these three films.
Me too. This is exciting news. Especially seeing I keep forgetting his freaking name, dude. The Oppenheimer guy. Jeez, this is embarrassing. Murphy? Yes, that guy, Cillian Murphy, Cillian Murphy, bro. Dude, I was so pumped when I saw him at the end there. So I really want to see like how his plot ties into our new like character's plot from the last two movies. And yeah, that's fantastic news. I was really worried that they weren't going to make a third one, but that's good news, man.
Yeah, no, it's been kind of like back and forth for a minute, but then also it was a whole I know it was I think the actor, they had the kid, I forget his name, I'm sorry, but he posted on Instagram that he was prepping back in training for his bow handling skills. Looks a lot older. Shocker, but
Alfie Williams.
Alfie Williams, yeah, and I think, but I thought that was a good sign, and yeah, I mean Danny Boyle, hopefully is doing well, but I think there's just enough. I think the thing that's pushing the studio about this is I think there has been enough of enough people are starting to watch Bone Temple that there's enough people being like, well, it sucks now that they're not going to make this because this one's actually pretty good. Because I'm still pretty shocked that Bone Temple is as beloved by so many people. I really thought the first one was going to be the safest bet up until the end. And then the second one, I walked out saying, man, people are going to hate this movie, but I loved it. And that's just been the complete opposite.
And I think it's interesting for those experiences because, 28 years later, I walked out thinking, I think people are going to enjoy this one. Didn't turn out that way. Going into Bone Temple, we had that discussion. It was like, it's going to be pretty divisive. But I think a lot of people were probably prepped going into Bone Temple thinking they were going to hate it. So maybe they waited for streaming and were prepped where it's like, it's another very strong flavor of tea. And then they were kind of surprised and set themselves for a lower expectation. And then were pleasantly surprised to some of the scenes that we do get in there. So the only thing that I can kind of put together as to why the experiences were so different, because Bone Temple is a very different form of storytelling. It does have a kinship, I think, to 28 Years Later, but even Bone Temple has a couple of scenes that are very of its own in that installment of 28 Years Later, which is why I think I love it, which why I think a lot of people love it. So I think it's certainly finding its audience, and I'm really happy about that because, like I said, I've loved all of these. 28 weeks later, very different flavor, I think, in terms of what I was expecting, but there are some good scenes in that as well. So I'm excited to see this actually get some sort of closure because I think the storytelling has been there through and through.
Yep, I would agree. I think the storytelling is strong, and I think that's going to carry people. Again, this will be a trilogy that will probably be looked at as like a very strong trilogy when it concludes.
Yep.
And all of this like negativity that we've heard from the first one and then the kind of like subtle box office of the second, I don't think any of that's really going to matter by the time everything is said and done. People, I think, will look back on this trilogy pretty fondly. So it'll be kind of like how I feel like the Apes movies were, even though they made more money.
Yeah.
It's like I just feel like they were never as big as like whatever the tentpole blockbuster was, but everybody liked them, so they kept going to see them. They were slow builds at the box office, but I think this third one could pay off. I think there's more interest than ever now.
And I think a lot of people had made up their minds after 28 Years Later that they weren't going to go see that in Bone Temple.
They weren't going to risk it.
They were going to wait until it's streaming, and that's why it's had success afterward, because it was like, I'm not going to be burned again, and you went in with a low expectation. We're like, I'm pleasantly surprised by this one, but you weren't going to go and spend your money at the box office, unfortunately, for that film.
Yeah. Thanks for sharing that, Nicholas. That's a very touching thing. And it's amazing, movies, they'll hit at certain times, just in the right time for people. I've had it happen where it's like I'm going through something and then I'll watch something, just feels like it's going to be completely unrelated. And it's just hitting on themes I'm dealing with. But I mean, that's how that is at least how you can say one thing about it is like, that's how you know it's made by humans.
Yeah,
because you'll
I like the way that you put that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it is definitely a heavy hitting scene. That part, I remember watching it and feeling like, damn, like this is kind of just cutting in a little bit. Is interesting.
I remember going to see that. We had an early screening for it. Was it in June?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And early in June, my wife lost her granddad to cancer, and my brother was diagnosed also at the beginning of June with cancer. And then going to see that film was a very interesting and emotional experience to be like, man, I can't escape this. But then it's such a really human element. You know what I mean? So it's like, and I think that's why it hits with people. That ending is so emotional. I remember doing that longer video, kind of dissecting it in a funny way. But even toward the end of there, it's hard to not rewatch that so many times to kind of come up with some material and not feel some sort of way about it because it is so emotional.
I've heard of Do Not Open. Thank you for the warning, Zin. I appreciate it. I will stay clear. But I agree. I think one of the things that I know that's just kind of popped in my head and it's random, but I do want to jump off on one more story before we finish up because I completely forgot about it. But I will say to tie up the 28 years conversation here. I was just talking with my cousins today, and my wife has just recently, for the first time, watched Lord of the Rings, Fellowship in the Two Towers. They have to watch Return of the King maybe tomorrow, and they've never seen them before, and now they're watching them. And I just was sitting here thinking, this is so akin to the Lord of the Rings trilogy because the first movie is kind of slow. And it's just a lot of building character. It has some action towards the end, and it's just really there to tell a story of just setting up all these people. That's pretty much what 28 years later was. People weren't expecting that. They wanted all out zombies, and it's taking its time to build a very human story. As to where Bone Temple is just like all of the consequences coming down, and that's exactly what Two Towers is. It's all the consequences on the entire world after the first movie. So it's like that's good stuff. And I mean, Alex Garland, say what you will about him, he's a phenomenal writer. So it's as old as time, but I see the parallels. So had to get that out there.
And they're all going on a journey too. You know what I mean?
They're going on a journey. They're walking. There we are. But a lot more dicks. A lot more, not more.
So
dicks.
Sign me up for that film.
I did want to mention final story here. We don't have to touch on it too much because there's not really a ton out there, but I feel like we'd look like a bunch of posers if we didn't at least mention it. And that is, of course, Sam Raimi has officially released the title and at least, I don't think a release date, but at least a tentative project to come after Terrifier 4 with Torturers of the Damned that he's going to be releasing through Lionsgate, produced by the great Sam Raimi over at Ghost House Pictures. So we had heard, 2 years ago, was it? After Terrifier 3?
Yeah.
That he had been floating around Ghost House Pictures. And we never heard anything after a while, but it's cool to see just as Terrifier 4 is starting to get rolling, that we're at least getting an idea of what his next big project's going to be. And honestly, I hate to put this kind of pressure on my boy, but this is going to be the make it or break it project, I think, for him. I think he maybe gets one more after this, but this is what's really going to have to, I think, for many people who don't love Terrifier, this is going to be his chance to really show what he's got opposed from Art the Clown.
Yeah, I think this is going to be the big proving point. Like you said, I think maybe after this one, if it doesn't produce one more, but I think this is really kind of the testing ground, moving away from Art the Clown, the Terrifier franchise, and the expectations we have. And we understand the dynamic of those films. So this is going to be more of a unique flavor. I don't know what you guys are expecting, but I don't want them to dive heavy into the gore aspect, because it's I think that would just be something that will, we don't want to go to the well too many times. I really want to see him expand his horizons and see what he can bring to horror other than the graphic nature of something like Terrifier, because it worked for that franchise, but I don't want to see Damien Leone do the exact same thing with every property that he has.
Agreed. Yeah, I'm the same way, Erica. It's like it's one of those where it's like I hope it's not a slasher. I'm also with you there, Luke, where it's like I would love it to be something a little bit more, he can do gore, but I want it to be more akin to like Terrified. I know Terrified, but like I want him to go more towards like a Rugna style of violence if he does it, where I want this one to be very lore heavy and very like if he's gonna do it, some kind of The Damned makes me think it's gonna be some supernatural element to it or some religious element of sorts, which I mean is not unlike covered ground for him. I guess Terrifier 3 especially, there's a lot of religious elements in that. So it's like I'm just very curious to see what it's going to be. And you're right. I think tonally, I think this is going to be a way more serious movie, I think, as opposed to not saying that Terrifier 2 and 3 don't have their serious moments, but you guys get it. It's we're there for the clown. You know what it is. Like, yeah, see, that was the other thing. Kim's right. Torturers kind of gets me where it's like the gore, but I think you could, if it's metaphorical in a sense,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like it could just be like saying something where it's like they could be referring to like maybe an old biblical thing they used to do or something. Like,
yeah,
and there's a lot of ways you take it.
And if it's like one or two scenes just to kind of hammer home a point, I understand. I just don't want it reoccurring every 5 minutes in terms of how we see it in Terrifier, because that is unique to that franchise. I think you can, of course, it's horror, so you can kind of get away with a little bit. And I'm not going to say it's just a torture or a gory type of film. If he's able to build tension in that atmosphere that I'm hoping he can, and really just wash away the Terrifier expectation and be like, I'm excited to see Damien Leone's next film, not the guy who made the Terrifier franchise next film.
Yeah, who also happens to be Damien Leone. No, I'm kidding. I'm with you, dude. I want to see him stretch his legs a little bit. I think everybody who is like in his corner does. And it's like I just think that's what we want from all of the people who make horror movies that we enjoy. We want to see them, of course, chase their passion projects. I mean, I hate to be so self-centered, but like I've been going through it with the last couple of videos of mine have not done so well. So it's like kind of one of those creative things where it's like you always look for that balance of like, how am I going to satisfy people and give them the content they want or the movies they want or tell a story that they're going to engage with, but also chase that creative itch. You know what I mean? Because like I get maybe he wants to do something that's radically different. And the only issue I could see being is that it is so far from the Terrifier base that even though they appreciate Damien Leone, it's like I feel like you're also going to have this effect where people might be like, oh, this isn't Terrifier at all. I don't want this shit at all. Because, everybody just wants the same thing over and over again, really, at the end of the day. If there's anything we've learned from general audiences, it's like, if you're too risky, if you divert too hard, people will hit you if you're not the right person.
So. And unfortunately, that expectation is high for Damien Leone, because it's like, if you're not, he is a Terrifier guy right now,
we did this to him.
A big audience. So there's going to be an expectation built in. So unfortunately for him, it's like you said, he could get a second one, but really, I think this film has to be undeniable, where it's like, even if an audience flinches at, it's not Terrifier, it's not what I was hoping for from Damien Leone. It has to have a Curry Barker effect, where it's kind of like, this movie's too good. Maybe I haven't heard about it, and now I have to go to the theater because I can't escape its reputation. So it's like, even if an audience flinches at what Damien Leone's brought to this film, and it's not the Terrifier that they were expecting, it has to be so good that they can't not watch it. You know what I mean? Because they've heard too much about it, where it's like, it's not Terrifier, it's something completely different, and he excels at it.
That's why I think if he goes the route of Rugna and like is able to bring that quality and that kind of horror to the big screen, because I feel like that's the only thing with him right now, is both of his movies are still so low budget underground horror movies, pretty much. Not underground, but they're smaller budget horror movies that went to streaming. Once he has something that hits wide, and if it's scary like his last two movies, but walks that line of being at least minorly acceptable by larger audiences, which thankfully Terrifier and all that has opened us up to lots more gore again. I just think like that's what he has to deliver on. If he wants to win over the entire landscape, if he wants to win over the people who are like, yeah, he's just the Terrifier guy, he's got to make something that's going to really fucking scare people. And I think that could be it, or at least be something thought-provoking. You know what I mean? Like, I really want to see him tell a very spooky story. So just playing some ground we're not used to seeing him in. So, but I think that's going to wrap us up, folks. I don't know about you, Adrian, sucking down the last of his water. And I've just monologued myself into a little circle. So it's like a circle. It rhymes.
It's like a wreath of horror.
There we go. But again, thank you to Erica for hosting the Scary Movie Watch Along. As always, we appreciate you greatly for doing what you do to make these happen and promoting and getting everything. Oh crap, I forgot we have to do that giveaway. Actually, let me just go ahead and drop that in. You know what? Actually, I'll just do it as a post tomorrow. I think I'll just do that as a post, and then if you comment on the post, that way everybody gets a shot, and then we'll just do a random drawing, and then we can do it like that. I think that would be better. I think that'll probably work out a little bit more fair, because I feel like there were a lot of people here at one point. Now there's less people. So
yeah,
because a lot of people left after the movie stopped. So that was my bad. I got to get better about this, but we will make sure to post it so that way everybody gets a chance. I'll make sure it's a 24-hour thing, and I'll post it on all of our stuff. So everybody will get a chance to get it, and I will have that out by by like Tuesday, we'll have a winner, and I'll get in contact so you guys can get your tickets. So we will make it happen. But alrighty, guys, thank you so much. And yeah, that's going to wrap us up here. So until next time, I'm Dylan Newell.
I'm Luke Janesco.
I'm Adrian MJ.
And remember, stay scared.
Do the hard shit, gonna do it live. Cause Splattercast kick it every day they live. Splattercast, gonna smash your ass. 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 Splattercast, gonna smash your ass.